Howdy, folks, and welcome to Reading Cowboys Deep Dives Heart Health series. Go ahead, grab your hats, settle in, because today, well, we're embarking on a bit of a journey right into the wild, wild west of your own chest, your heart.
That's a great way to put it.
You ever hear folks say, heart health? That's just for the old timers, right? Or, those who got a family history to worry about.
Definitely. That comes up a lot.
Well, hold your horses on that one, because we're about to bust that myth wide open today. Turns out heart health is for every single one of us. Young, old, doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're diving deep into some practical, everyday tips. Stuff you can actually do to keep that ticker strong. We're going to try and cut through all the fancy medical jargon, like a hot knife through butter. Give you simple, straightforward pointers you can, hitch to your wagon right away. Empower you, not overwhelm you. That's the goal.
That's absolutely right. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how many simple daily choices, seemingly small things, can actually add up to profound long-term benefits for our cardiovascular system.
Small things making a big difference.
Exactly. It's not really about grand gestures, these huge sweeping changes. It's more about consistent, mindful decisions, things you do day in, day out.
Right. Makes sense.
And this deep dive, hopefully, will offer a clear roadmap, help you understand why these things matter, and more importantly, how to weave them into your life. Yeah. Which, it raises a really important question. If our heart is working so hard, pumping something like 2,000 gallons of blood every single day.
2,000 gallons, wow.
Yeah. How can we make its job easier? How do we ensure it keeps ticking strong for the long haul?
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that number. 2,000 gallons of blood a day, that's more than a whole lot of barrels of water. It's incredible.
It really is.
Our heart, this muscle, no bigger than your fist,
yeah.
It's quite the workhorse, isn't it?
Absolutely tireless.
So what exactly is its job, in simple terms? And why should we be treating it like gold?
Well, think of it as the body's ultimate delivery service, right?
Okay, delivery service, I like that.
With every single beat, it's propelling blood through your entire system. It's carrying those essential nutrients, life-giving oxygen, to every single cell, every organ.
Okay. So it fuels everything else.
Precisely. Without that continuous, steady flow, nothing else in your body can function correctly. It really is the central engine, keeping everything running smoothly.
I read something from UT Southwestern Medical Center. They had a great analogy for this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they said, think of your health kind of like a retirement account.
Interesting. Like compound interest for your body.
Exactly. Just like you stash away a little bit of money over the years.
Yes.
Right? Those small, consistent savings, which in this case are healthy habits, they grow significantly.
Over time.
Right. You don't necessarily see the huge payoff day to day. Not at all.
Yeah.
But down the road, you've got this strong, robust health account you can draw from. It's the opposite of, trying to make these sudden, drastic changes.
Like crash diets or intense workout plans out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's like trying to win the lottery to fund your retirement. Might sound good for a quick fix, but it's rarely sustainable, Often leads to disappointment.
That makes a lot of sense. It's the steady, mindful choices that truly yield those lasting dividends for your health. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's a sobering fact that heart disease remains the leading cause of death for both men and women in the U.S.
Still number one. Wow.
Still number one. And this isn't just a statistic, right? It represents a significant and often, importantly, preventable burden.
Preventable. That's the key word.
It is. The good news is that a substantial portion of that risk is within our control. Through lifestyle modifications, our daily choices, they directly influence the heart's workload, its long-term health.
So we can actually help it out.
We absolutely can. Help prevent conditions like coronary artery disease, that's where the arteries narrow, hypertension, which is just high blood pressure,
right,
and even heart failure, where the heart just can't pump enough blood effectively.
Okay. So why do these small changes matter so much? How does, eating too much sugar actually hurt your heart?
Great question. Think about it this way. A diet that's consistently high in sugar and sodium, it doesn't just affect your weight.
Right.
It can actively damage your arteries, makes them stiffer, less flexible. And when your arteries aren't healthy, your heart has to pump much, much harder just to keep blood circulating.
So it's increasing the workload.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
And similarly, too little exercise. That increases risks like developing diabetes and high blood pressure, both major contributors to heart disease.
Okay.
But conversely, regular exercise actually strengthens the heart muscle itself, makes it more efficient with every beat.
Like training any other muscle.
Exactly. And it helps your other muscles extract oxygen from the blood more easily, which further reduces the strain on your heart. It's this beautifully interconnected system. And it's also important to remember, there are experts out there, teams in general cardiology, preventive cardiology, family medicine, like those at UT Southwestern. They can help you assess factors that might be outside your immediate control.
Like genetics, or maybe where you live affects access to healthy food.
Precisely. Things like that. And they can work with you to set realistic, achievable goals. Some physicians are even certified by the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, offering this really comprehensive approach looking at diet, exercise, sleep, stress management, all working together for your heart's benefit.
That sounds really helpful, actually, getting that kind of personalized guidance.
It can make a huge difference.
Okay, so let's mosey on over to the chuck wagon then, huh? Talk about what we're feeding that hard-working heart of ours.
All right, let's talk food.
Now, nobody's saying you got to give up all your favorite treats cold turkey. That's not really sustainable, is it?
Usually not, no.
We're looking for smart swaps, not, total sacrifice. It's about making those conscious choices that add up, building that foundation. And a lot of folks wonder, right, should I follow a specific diet plan? Is there, one magic diet out there?
That's a very common question.
Well, according to UT Southwestern, there are two research-backed diets that have pretty solid evidence for preventing heart disease.
Okay.
First, there's the DASH diet. Heard of that one?
Yes. Dietary approaches to stop hypertension focuses on lowering blood pressure.
Exactly. It emphasizes fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, nuts, lightly salted or unsalted, really geared towards blood pressure.
Right.
Then you've got the classic, the Mediterranean diet, always pops up for good reason.
A perennial favorite in nutrition research.
Yeah. Encourages those healthy monounsaturated fats like olive oil, lots of fish, and again, plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds. You see a pattern here.
Lots of plant-based foods, healthy fats.
But here's the crucial part, and I think this is really important. You don't have to, jump headfirst into some super strict eating pattern right away.
That can be really intimidating.
Totally. The most effective approach seems to be starting with small, positive changes. Things you can actually stick with long term. It's all about building sustainable habits, not just these quick fixes that fizzle out.
And what's truly effective about these recommendations, I find, is that underlying philosophy of add, don't subtract.
Add, don't subtract. Tell me more about that.
Well, instead of feeling like you're depriving yourself, like you're constantly focusing on what you can't have.
Right, which is a downer.
Exactly. You focus on enriching your diet with nutritious foods. And what happens naturally is that these healthier options start to displace the less healthy ones over time, but without that constant feeling of restriction.
Okay. So you crowd out the bad stuff by adding more good stuff.
That's a great way to put it. And this approach, it often leads to much greater success for long-term adherence. It reframes healthy eating in a positive light. Abundance, satisfaction, not scarcity.
I like that philosophy.
Yeah.
So let's get practical. What are some easy tips based on that?
Okay, let's dive into 5 practical diet tips that really embody this philosophy. Easy to integrate.
Perfect.
Tip 1, add, don't subtract. This is really that powerful shift in mindset we were just talking about.
All right.
Instead of fixating on removing every single treat, just start by adding fruits and vegetables to each meal. Simple as that.
So berries on cereal, spinach in a sandwich.
Exactly. A handful of berries with breakfast, some spinach in your sandwich, maybe a side salad with dinner. It adds up. And the benefits are huge.
What kind of benefits?
Well, these additions are packed with essential nutrients. They can help reduce blood pressure, lower cholesterol. Plus, the natural fiber, that satisfying crunch, even the subtle sweetness, it can actually help you feel fuller, more satisfied.
So you might snack less on junk later.
Precisely. Less likely to reach for those less healthy alternatives. And here's a really practical detail. Don't feel pressured about buying organic if it's tough for you, cost-wise, or availability.
Oh, good point. That could be expensive.
It can. Frozen produce is often just as nutritious as fresh. And it's certainly preferable to many canned options, which often have a lot of added sodium.
Good tip. Frozen veggies it is. What's next?
Tip 2, change your source of protein. Red meat, while it's a common staple for many.
Yep, love a good steak sometimes.
Right, but it can be high in saturated fat, and that directly contributes to increased cholesterol levels, especially that bad LDL cholesterol.
Okay, so what's the swap?
A simple, very effective swap is to choose leaner protein sources more often. Think chicken, fish, beans for most of your meals. They give you that essential protein without the same saturated fat load.
Fish, chicken, beans. Got it. What if I still want red meat sometimes?
Totally fine. If you enjoy red meat, just aim to limit it, maybe once or twice a week. And when you do, always opt for leaner cuts, things like sirloin or tenderloin. It's really about moderation, making mindful choices most of the time.
Makes sense. Balance. What's tip 3?
Tip 3, choose healthier fast food options. Let's be realistic, right? Life gets busy.
Tell me about it. Sometimes fast food is the only option.
Exactly. So the goal isn't necessarily to completely avoid it, but just to make smarter choices when you're there. Always try to prioritize salads or grilled items over anything fried.
Okay, grilled chicken sandwich instead of fried.
Perfect example. Or say you're at a Mexican fast food place. Maybe skip the heavy tortillas and the white rice.
Yeah.
Opt for those veggie-filled bowls, maybe with a healthier base, like cauliflower rice or brown rice if they have it.
Ah, good idea. Those bowls can be pretty good.
Yeah. These small decisions can significantly cut down your intake of unhealthy fats and sodium without completely derailing your efforts.
Nice. Okay, tip 4.
Tip 4. Cook with olive oil instead of butter. This is such an easy swap, honestly, and it can make a substantial difference for your heart health without really sacrificing flavor.
Really? So things still taste good.
Absolutely. Olive oil lets your food retain its delicious taste, but without the downside of increasing your cholesterol. While they're both fats, extra virgin olive oil has significantly less saturated fat than butter. Much more heart-friendly for sautéing, roasting, even making dressings. Simple trade-off, big health rewards.
Okay, olive oil it is. Easy enough. Last tip.
Tip 5. Replace cold breakfast cereal with oatmeal. Now, I know a lot of people love their cereal.
Guilty as charged sometimes. Quick and easy.
It is quick, but many popular cold cereals are, unfortunately, loaded with added sugar and don't offer much nutritional value. They tend to give you that quick energy spike, followed by that inevitable crash mid-morning.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oatmeal, on the other hand, it's a whole grain, widely known for helping lower cholesterol. Plus, it's packed with soluble fiber. That keeps you feeling fuller for longer compared to the refined grains in most cold cereals, gives you sustained energy, supports your heart. Great start to the day.
Oatmeal. Maybe with some of those berries from tip 1.
Now you're thinking. Combine the tips.
Huh. Okay, so what does all this mean for my next trip to the grocery store then?
It means you can still enjoy your grub, just with a few smart adjustments. Every little bit counts, truly. These aren't about drastic overhauls, remember?
Right, Dad, don't subtract.
Exactly. Incorporating small, positive changes that just become a natural part of your routine, your heart will definitely thank you for it. And, you might even find you enjoyed these healthier alternatives more than you thought.
Good point. Okay, food covered. Okay, we got to talk about moving, right?
Absolutely. Let's talk exercise.
Now that we've talked about what to put in your belly, let's talk about getting your boots moving. Turns out, sitting around all day, not so good for the ticker.
Definitely not. Sedentary lifestyle is a major risk factor.
Yeah, a real challenge for your heart. But don't you worry, folks. We're not talking about suddenly running 5 miles a day right off the bat.
Phew.
Good to hear.
It's about finding your rhythm, like finding the natural pace for any activity. The general benefits, though, they're super clear. Physical activity strengthens that heart muscle, helps with weight control, and actively works to prevent artery damage from things like high cholesterol, high blood sugar, high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Johns Hopkins confirms all that. It's truly one of your best tools.
One of the most effective things you can do, period.
So the American Heart Association, they've got some pretty clear recommendations, right, to guide us.
They do. Very helpful guidelines.
They suggest at least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activity. Or you could do 75 minutes per week of vigorous aerobic activity, or, a combo of both.
Right. Spread throughout the week, ideally. Yeah, spread it out. And they also really emphasize move more, sit less. Like any activity is better than none at all. Even light intensity stuff can help offset the risks of sitting too much.
That's encouraging. Every little bit helps.
Totally. And when they talk intensity, moderate means your heart beats faster, you breathe harder, but you can still, talk.
Carry on a conversation. Yeah.
Vigorous. Talking gets much harder. Finding that sweet spot, challenging yourself without, killing yourself.
Exactly. Pushing yourself appropriately.
So, any activity is good, but are some types better than others?
Well, what's fascinating here is that while that general advice, any activity is better than none, absolutely holds true, different types of exercise do specifically target different aspects of heart health.
Ah, okay. So it's not all the same.
Not entirely. And this brings up an important question. What kind of exercise gives us the most bang for our buck, so to speak? And how do they work together for, like, complete fitness?
Right, like a balanced workout plan for your heart.
Precisely. Johns Hopkins Medicine outlines 3 crucial kinds of exercise that boost heart health. Understanding their unique contributions is really key.
Okay, lay 'em on me. What's number 1?
1. Aerobic exercise or cardio. This is probably what most people think of immediately when they hear exercise.
Yeah, running, biking, swimming, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And what it does, it significantly improves your circulation, which in turn leads to lowered blood pressure and a reduced resting heart rate over time.
So it makes the heart more efficient.
Absolutely. It strengthens the heart muscle, training it to pump blood more efficiently with each beat. This increases your cardiac output, how well your heart pumps blood, and crucially, it reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes, or helps control blood sugar if you already have it.
Okay, that's huge. How much cardio do we need?
The ideal recommendation is at least 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. That totals up to that 150 minutes per week we mentioned, aligning with the AHA guidelines.
Got it. And examples are brisk walking, running, swimming, cycling, tennis, jumping rope.
Perfect. Anything that gets that heart rate up consistently.
Okay, what's the second type?
2, resistance training, also known as strength work. This one sometimes gets overlooked for its direct heart benefits, but it's incredibly important.
Like lifting weights?
Lifting weights, using resistance bands, even body weight exercises like push-ups and squats. And what it does is have a specific, powerful effect on your body composition.
How so?
Well, for folks carrying extra body fat, especially around the belly, which we know is a risk factor for heart disease, strength training helps reduce that fat and build leaner muscle mass.
Oh, interesting. Muscle burns more calories, right?
It does. And some research even indicates that combining aerobic exercise with resistance training might help raise your HDL, that's the good cholesterol, and lower your LDL, the bad cholesterol.
Best of both worlds, then.
Potentially, yes. And as one source, My Doctor Online, puts it nicely, having a strong body means your heart works less hard when doing activities like lifting groceries, climbing stairs, everyday movements.
Makes sense. Stronger muscles take some load off the heart.
How much strength training?
The American College of Sports Medicine recommends at least 2 non-consecutive days per week. That gives your muscles time to recover and rebuild, which is essential for getting stronger.
Okay, 2 days a week. Weights, machines, bands, body weight. Got it. What's the third type?
3, stretching, flexibility, and balance. Now, these don't directly make your heart pump faster like cardio does.
Right. Stretching isn't exactly cardio.
No, but they are absolutely foundational for overall fitness, and by extension, your ability to maintain those heart-healthy activities.
How does stretching help me do cardio?
Well, flexibility workouts, like stretching, primarily benefit your musculoskeletal health. They keep you flexible, reduce muscle stiffness, help prevent joint pain, cramping, other muscular issues.
So it keeps you from getting injured or sore so you can keep doing the other stuff. Exactly. If your body isn't flexible and pain-free, you're much less likely to stick with the aerobic and strength exercises that directly benefit your heart. Plus, these exercises help maintain stability, prevent falls, which can also lead to injuries that sideline you.
Good point. Can't exercise if you're laid up from a fall. How often for stretching?
Ideally, incorporate these daily, and always before and after your other exercise sessions.
Okay, examples are just basic stretches, or things like Tai Chi, yoga.
Perfect. Tai Chi and yoga are excellent for both flexibility and balance.
Okay, so it's not just about breaking a sweat, it's about moving your body in all sorts of ways. Cardio, strength, flexibility.
That's the trifecta for a well-rounded approach.
And, key insight here seems to be consistency. That often trumps sheer intensity, especially when you're just starting out right.
Absolutely. Building the habit is paramount.
It's like building that fence we talked about. One post at a time makes for a mighty strong enclosure over time. I remember reading a quote from Dr. Ben Levine at UT Southwestern.
Oh, yes, a leader in exercise physiology.
He basically said, I don't care what type of exercise you do, as long as you do something.
Love that straightforward advice. Just move.
Right. He recommends exercising a minimum of 4 to 5 days a week. But crucially, varying the types and intensity keeps things interesting, prevents boredom, reduces injury risk.
Smart. Avoids plateaus, too.
Yeah. He suggests moderate intensity stuff 2 or 3 days a week, at least 30 minutes. Remember, break a sweat, a little short of breath, but can still talk.
The talk test. Good measure.
Then, 1 day a week, try for a longer activity, an hour or more. Could be high energy, like Zumba, or more leisurely, like a long bike ride, maybe golf.
As long as you enjoy it and keep moving for a while.
Exactly. The activity itself doesn't matter as much as enjoying it and keeping moving.
Yeah.
And then maybe that fourth or fifth day could be for some higher intensity training. Stimulates different muscles, different responses.
Right, which leads us nicely into that whole HIIite discussion.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about getting maybe a little more serious with your cardio. You might heard whispers around the campfire about something called HIT, high intensity interval training.
It's definitely a hot topic in fitness.
Sounds like it means you'll be chasing wild horses or something. But what exactly is it? And is it really the fastest way to get your heart in shape? There's a lot of debate, right? HIIT versus just steady cardio.
There is, and this is where we dive into some really fascinating science. Both high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, and moderate-intensity continuous training, MCT. That steady-state cardio, they both offer significant benefits for cardiovascular health.
Okay, so both are good.
Both are good, yes. But they achieve these benefits through different physiological pathways, and they're suited for different goals, different individuals. So it's really important to understand the nuances, how to apply them safely and effectively for yourself.
Right, break it down for us. Let's start with the basics.
Okay, first, let's understand a core concept. Aerobic capacity, often measured as VO2 peak.
VO2 peak.
Yeah.
Sounds technical.
It is a bit, but simply put, VO2 peak, or peak oxygen consumption, is basically how efficiently your body uses oxygen during strenuous activity. Think of it as your cardiovascular fitness level.
Okay, higher is better.
Generally, yes. It's a very strong predictor of your overall health and your cardiovascular prognosis. Higher VO2 peak, better long-term health outlook. And exercise training is, without doubt, the best way to improve it.
Got it. So how does regular cardio, that steady state stuff, fit in?
Right. So moderate intensity continuous training, MCT, this is often seen as the gold standard. It aligns with those guidelines we talked about, 150 minutes moderate or 75 vigorous per week.
Like a steady jog or biking at a consistent pace.
Exactly. Exercising at a consistent moderate pace for an extended period, its benefits are really well established. But a significant limitation for many people is that it can be quite time-consuming.
Yeah, finding 30, 60 minutes several times a week can be tough.
It can. And for some, it can also feel monotonous, maybe a bit boring, which often leads to low adherence. People just stop doing it.
Okay, so good, but maybe hard to stick with for some.
Yeah.
What about HIIT, the intense one?
Right, high-intensity interval training, HIIT. It's gained a lot of popularity precisely because it's seen as more time-efficient. The key element, as the name suggests, is high intensity.
How high are we talking?
Well, the definition involves brief, intermittent bursts of vigorous activity, typically reaching, say, 70-90% of your VO2 peak, or maybe 85-95% of your peak heart rate. So pretty hard work.
Okay, short bursts of really hard work.
Exactly. And these intense bursts are interspersed with active rest periods. So you might go hard for a minute, then walk or jog lightly for a minute, then repeat. Allows for partial recovery before the next intense bout.
Okay, intervals, makes sense. What are the benefits compared to steady cardio?
Compared to MCT, studies often show HIIT leads to better, or at least comparable improvements across a wider range of cardiovascular markers.
Like what?
Things like strengthening skeletal muscles, reducing risk factors, improving how your blood vessels function, enhancing breathing efficiency, boosting overall exercise capacity. It can also help reduce inflammation, improve how your body regulates heart rate and blood pressure, leading to better quality of life and those physiological markers like VO2 peak we mentioned.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of benefits.
It is. And the key takeaway for many is that HIIT can often achieve similar, sometimes even superior benefits in a shorter overall exercise duration compared to MCT.
Ah, the time-saving aspect. That's a big draw.
Huge draw for people with busy schedules, but it's important to distinguish between different types of HIIT.
Oh, there's more than one kind.
Broadly speaking, yes. There's aerobic HIIT, which involves working very hard, but not necessarily all out, maybe in that 85-95% peak heart rate zone. This type is generally safer, more adaptable for a wider range of people, sedentary folks, those carrying extra weight, even elderly individuals or stable cardiac patients, usually under supervision, though.
Okay, hard but not maximum effort.
Right. Then there's anaerobic HIIT, often called sprint interval training, or SIT. This involves truly all-out maximal effort sprints.
Like run as fast as you possibly can.
Pretty much. It's extremely demanding. And because of that intensity and potential risks, it's typically only adapted for young, healthy individuals.
Okay, so SIT is probably not for most people, especially with heart concerns.
Generally, no. Let's look at some common protocols. A well-studied aerobic HIIT protocol is the 4x4 minute one.
4x4.
Yeah, 4 intervals, each lasting 4 minutes, done at about 90-95% of your maximal heart rate. So very intense. These are separated by 3-minute active recovery periods, maybe at 60-70% max heart rate.
Okay, 4 minutes hard, 3 minutes easier, repeat 4 times.
Exactly. This one has been used quite a lot in studies, even adapted for some cardiac disease patients initially. But the caveat is some studies show results aren't always consistent, and adherence can be low because people find maintaining that intensity for 4 minutes really, really tough.
I can imagine. 4 minutes is a long time to go that hard.
It is. Another common one is the 10x1 minute protocol. 10 intervals of 1 minute hard work, maybe around 89% of peak power output, with 1 minute of recovery in between. This was developed to be maybe a bit more tolerable for broader groups like obese or sedentary individuals.
Shorter bursts might be easier to manage mentally.
Perhaps. Though studies haven't consistently shown it's superior to steady cardio for improving VO2 peak, the intensity might be too short to consistently reach the target heart rate zone for some.
Okay. Now, what about that really intense sprint interval training, SIT?
Right. The classic SIT protocol often involves something like the Wingate test, maybe a 30-second all-out sprint, followed by a long, complete rest, like 2 to 5 minutes. Repeat that a few times.
30 seconds all out. Sounds brutal.
It is. And it comes with risks. Because it's so extreme, classic SIT causes these acute, really significant increases in blood pressure and heart rate. There's a potential risk of disrupting plaque in arteries, maybe even causing issues with blood flow to organs.
Yikes. Okay, definitely not for everyone.
Absolutely not. It's strictly recommended only for young, healthy individuals who are either sedentary or maybe recreationally active. Definitely not for patients with hypertension, kidney disease, or known cardiovascular diseases. The risk outweighs potential benefits for those groups.
Understood. Is there anything less extreme?
Well, recognizing the intensity issues, a concept called reduced exertion, REHIT, emerged.
Reduced exertion. Sounds better already.
It's basically a low-dose, shorter H protocol, trying to maximize benefits with minimal workload. A common REHIT protocol involved maybe a 10-minute cycling session, but with only 2 20-second maximal Wingate sprints embedded within it.
Only 2 sprints, 20 seconds each.
Yep, just 2. And this minimal volume has actually been shown to improve VO2 max by a significant percentage, like 10-13%. Very time efficient.
Wow, that's surprising. Just 40 seconds of hard work in 10 minutes?
It is surprising. It's shown benefits even compared to much longer moderate intensity workouts for some markers, like aerobic fitness in type 2 diabetes patients.
But who's REHAT for? Still seems pretty intense, even if short.
Good question. It's primarily targeted at sedentary, young to middle-aged healthy individuals. Its feasibility and safety for the elderly, or generally sedentary people, or especially patients with stable heart conditions, that has not been established. The potential risks of even short, maximal exertion are still a concern there.
Okay. And supervision is key for any of this high-intensity stuff, right?
Absolutely mandatory, especially when starting out, to ensure safety and proper form and intensity management. Cannot stress that enough.
Got it. So looking at the bigger picture, feasibility. Aerobic HI8 seems more broadly applicable, but sticking to the intensity can be tough. 8 and REHIT are super intense, risky for many, and need supervision.
It's a good summary. For HI8, aerobic, while generally accepted for many, adherence to that target intensity is often the challenge in real-world settings. Dropout rates can be high after supervised programs end. For SIT, classic, and REHIT, tolerability is low for non-athletes, and the hemodynamic risks are real for those with heart conditions. Supervision is non-negotiable.
Okay. How does this intense stuff actually work inside the body? Like, why is it effective?
Great question. The working mechanisms are complex, but we can simplify.
Please do.
Intense exercise triggers powerful intracellular signaling. Basically, signals inside your muscle cells ramp up activity of things that improve mitochondrial function. Those are the powerhouses of your cells. This directly improves your aerobic capacity.
So it makes your muscles better at using oxygen.
Exactly. Also, the higher blood flow and what's called shear stress during HIT, the force of blood flowing against artery walls, seems to trigger greater cellular responses that can improve the health and flexibility of your blood vessels, maybe even helping to recover endothelial dysfunction.
Helps the artery.
Yes. And HIT can also lead to favorable effects on autonomic function, how your nervous system controls your heart rate and blood pressure, making it more resilient. And for the sprint types like ST and REHIT, the rapid glycogen depletion quickly using up stored energy in the muscles during those all-out bursts is thought to be a major trigger. It strongly activates those signaling pathways we mentioned, increasing mitochondrial density and potentially even stimulating increases in blood volume over time.
Wow. So short bursts really kickstart some powerful changes.
They seem to in specific ways, but again, with caveats about safety and who it's appropriate for.
Right. So if you're looking to maybe ramp up your cardio efficiently, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of trail ride, is it?
Not at all. Different horses for different courses, as you might say.
Exactly. And it sounds like the safest bet for most folks, if they're looking for efficient high-intensity games without the extreme risks of SET, is still that aerobic HIIT, done carefully.
Generally, yes, and always best discussed with the healthcare provider first.
Okay. Now, to help folks figure out what's actually working for them, beyond just counting steps or minutes, UT Southwestern mentioned something called the Personalized Activity Index, PAI.
Yes, PAI. It's an interesting concept moving beyond simple metrics.
How does it work?
It's a metric that integrates with heart rate monitoring devices like smartwatches or chest straps. It analyzes your heart rate patterns over the week to define what constitutes a beneficial pattern for you based on your own physiology.
So it's personalized based on my heart rate response, not just a generic goal like 10,000 steps.
Exactly. And the research behind it suggests that achieving a score of 100 or more PAI points weekly significantly reduces the long-term risk of premature cardiovascular disease and death from all causes. And this benefit holds true even if someone isn't technically meeting the standard minute-based physical activity recommendations.
Wow. So it focuses on the quality and intensity of the activity relative to you?
Precisely. It helps you identify the effective intensity and duration based on your own body's response. So you can see if those shorter, vigorous bursts are actually giving you the most benefit, or if you need to adjust your pace or duration.
That sounds incredibly useful,
Yeah.
like having a personalized compass for your heart health journey, telling you if you're actually hitting in the right direction intensity-wise.
It's a promising approach towards more personalized exercise prescriptions.
Very cool. Okay, so we've covered cardio in detail, but that ain't the only game in town for a strong heart, right? We also got to talk about building up some good old muscle.
Absolutely. Strength training is a critical component.
Yeah. Think of it like fortifying your ranch house. The stronger the walls, the safer everything inside. My doctor online reminds us, being physically active every day, best thing for your heart. And strength training plays a huge role. Improves physical function, quality of life, endurance, functional independence.
All incredibly important, especially as we age.
Totally. But the real kicker, I think, is that quote, having a strong body means your heart works less hard when doing activities.
That's the key link. Less strain on the heart.
Right? Imagine carrying groceries, lifting a box, climbing a hill. If your muscles are strong, your heart doesn't have to strain nearly as much. And for folks who've had bypass surgery, strength training is even more crucial. Moving joints and muscles through their range of motion helps prevent scar tissue. Huge benefit for recovery.
Definitely. It's not just about looking strong. It's about functional strength that directly supports cardiovascular health.
So it's not just aesthetics. It's making your heart's job easier, keeping the body running smoothly.
Precisely. Which brings up a really critical point. For individuals who already have heart conditions, what are the specific safety considerations? And what's a smart, progressive way to incorporate strength training? It's all about empowering people to build strength safely, not scaring them off.
Right. Safety first, always. What are the ground rules?
Okay, safety first is paramount. Number one, non-negotiable. Always consult your doctor or cardiac care team before starting any new exercise program, especially strength training if you have a heart condition or are recovering from an event.
Okay, doctor's okay first. Got it.
Absolutely. If you're prescribed nitroglycerin for chest pain, make sure you keep it with you when you exercise, just in case.
Good practical tip.
When you're first starting out or trying new exercises, it's really wise to have someone nearby who could help if needed, at least until you get a feel for how your body responds.
Makes sense. Buddy system.
And pay very close attention to your body. Stop immediately if you experience any symptoms like dizziness, an irregular heartbeat or palpitations, unexpected shortness of breath, or any kind of chest pain or pressure. These are warning signs. Don't push through them. Talk to your doctor.
Okay, listen to your body.
That's
Stop if anything feels wrong. What about when someone can start after, say, a heart attack or surgery?
Good question. The timelines vary, and again, always confirm with your specific doctor, but here are some general guidelines. After a heart attack, usually wait about 2-4 weeks before starting resistance training. After stent placement, typically 2-3 weeks. After getting a pacemaker or ICD, wait 4 weeks. And during those 4 weeks, it's crucial to avoid vigorous activity and avoid lifting the arm on the pacemaker side above shoulder height. Let it heal and settle properly. After bypass surgery, this often requires the longest wait, usually around 12 weeks, but it can vary greatly based on your recovery. Follow your surgeon's specific instructions to the letter, especially regarding arm and upper body exercises. And definitely stop if you feel any chest discomfort or hear or feel a clicking sound in your sternum.
Wow, okay, so patience is key, and follow doctor's orders precisely. How do you actually start and progress safely once you get the green light?
Right, how to start and progress safely. Generally, it's best to get back into your aerobic workout first, walking, light biking, before you start adding strength training back in.
Okay, cardio first, then strength.
Then, start with very light resistance. The first few weeks are really about learning the correct form for each exercise. Get the movement pattern right. Once you're comfortable and confident, then you can gradually add more resistance.
Form over weight, especially at the beginning.
Absolutely critical. Aim for 2-4 strength sessions per week, maybe 20-45 minutes each. And crucially, allow at least 48 hours of rest between sessions for the same muscle group. Muscles need time to recover and rebuild to get stronger.
Okay, rest days are important too. Is there a schedule, like how much weight to start with?
My doctor online offers a helpful progression schedule as a guide. Weeks 1 to 3. Use very light weights, like 1 3-count dumbbells, wrist weights, or elastic bands. Do 1-3 sets of each exercise, 10-12 repetitions per set. Focus is on learning the form, building stability, weeks 4-6. You can gradually increase weight, maybe 2 to 5 pounds for arm exercises, 5-10 pounds for leg exercises using dumbbells or machines. Aim for a perceived exertion, RPE, of 11-13. That feels fairly light to somewhat hard. You feel the effort, but not straining excessively. Take 2-3 minutes rest between sets, week 6 and beyond. Continue increasing weight gradually, maybe 2-5 pounds more per week for arms, 5-10 pounds more for legs. But here's a good rule. If you increase the weight and can only manage 4-6 reps with good form, the weight is too heavy. Reduce it back down. Aim for that 10-12 rep range generally.
Okay, that's a clear progression. Start light, focus on form, increase slowly, listen to your body. What other tips for making it effective?
Some additional tips for strength training. Try to focus on 1-2 exercises for each major muscle group. Chest, shoulders, arms, back, stomach, legs. Get a balanced workout. Try to focus on 1-2 exercises for each major muscle group. Work the large muscle groups, legs, back, chest, before the smaller ones, arms, shoulders. It's more efficient and prevents smaller muscles from fatiguing too early. Try to focus on 1-2 exercises for each major muscle group. Choose exercises you actually enjoy and vary them regularly. Keeps it interesting, prevents boredom and plateaus. Try to focus on 1-2 exercises for each major muscle group. Equipment. You don't need a fancy gym. Machines, free weights, resistance bands work great. Even household items like soup cans or water bottles can work for light resistance. Just wear comfortable clothing that lets you move easily.
Good tips. And what about safety during the actual lifting? Breathing, form?
Yes. Crucial key safety reminders during exercise. Breathing is vital. Breathe out when you lift or exert effort. Breathe in as you lower the weight. Never, ever hold your breath. That's the Valsalva maneuver. It can dangerously spike your blood pressure, then cause it to drop quickly. Can make you dizzy, even faint, especially risky with heart conditions.
Okay, breathe out on the hard part, in on the easy part, no breath holding. Got it.
Right. Tempo. Control the movement. A good pace is often count to 2 when raising the weight, count to 4 when lowering it. Controlled movements maximize muscle engagement and safety.
Slow and controlled.
Body mechanics. Keep knees and elbows slightly bent, don't lock them out. Grip equipment firmly, but don't have a death grip that can also spike blood pressure. Maintain good posture, protect your lower back, no twisting while lifting.
Good posture, no twisting. Check. What about intensity? How hard should it feel?
Remember, that old saying, no pain, no gain, is a dangerous myth, especially here. Avoid muscle and joint pain. Regularity and consistency are way more important than extreme hardness or pushing through actual pain. Some muscle soreness for a day or two after trying something new is normal as your body adapts. But if you're excessively sore, you overdid it. Ease back.
Okay, consistency over intensity. No pain, no gain is false. Listen to your body.
Exactly. It's about steady, sustainable progress, not punishing yourself.
Sounds like building strength is a steady, deliberate climb, not some frantic sprint up a mountain.
Yeah.
And yeah, remembering no pain, no gain ain't true for your heart is key. Ease into it, listen to your body, get that doctor's okay first, especially with a heart condition. That's the smartest, safest trail to take.
Well said.
All right. We've talked food, we've talked movement, cardio, strength. But there's another piece of this puzzle, right? one that often gets overlooked, kind of like a quiet stream hidden away in a deep canyon.
I think I know where you're headed.
Sleep. Turns out getting your Z's is just as vital for your heart as a good diet and a brisk walk.
Absolutely critical. It's often called the third pillar of health, alongside diet and exercise.
Yeah, the American College of Cardiology calls it a critical physiological process, a critical pillar of health. And the American Heart Association even added it to their Life's Essential 8 checklist back in 2023.
That was a significant recognition of its importance.
Totally. Emphasizing its role in healthy blood pressure, cholesterol, body weight, all very absolutely crucial for heart health. It's not just about resting your body, it's like rejuvenating your whole cardiovascular system overnight.
It truly is. And what's particularly intriguing here scientifically is this observed U-shaped curve when you look at sleep duration and mortality.
U-shaped curve. Meaning
that both getting too little sleep and getting too much sleep are associated with higher risk of overall mortality and cardiovascular problems.
Wow, so too much sleep can be bad too.
The data suggests there's an optimal range. It really highlights the importance of finding that balance, which naturally leads to the question, what exactly happens to our cardiovascular system when we sleep? And how does poor sleep mess up those protective mechanisms?
Yeah, what is the magic number for sleep? How much do we need?
Well, for adults, numerous studies, including large meta-analyses, consistently point to 7 to 9 hours per night as the optimal range for the best health outcomes.
7 to 9 hours. Okay, that's the target. But lots of folks don't get that, do they?
Unfortunately, no. It's a widespread issue. About 1 in 3 U.S. adults are considered short sleepers, getting less than 7 hours consistently. And alarmingly, less than half report getting a good quality sleep every night. So it's both duration and quality.
And what are the consequences? What does that lack of sleep actually do to your heart?
The detrimental effects are significant. Chronic sleep deprivation isn't just about feeling tired. It fundamentally disrupts your body's internal regulatory processes.
Yeah.
It leads to heightened activity in your sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight response. It causes an overactive release of stress hormones like cortisol, and it promotes systemic inflammation throughout your body.
Wow. So it puts your body in a constant state of stress, basically.
In many ways, yes. And these disruptions have concrete, specific impacts on your cardiovascular system. They elevate your baseline blood pressure. They contribute to arterial stiffness, making arteries less flexible. And they significantly increase your risk of developing hypertension and overall cardiovascular morbidity.
Any stats on that?
Yeah, for instance, a major systematic review back in 2011 found that short sleep duration was associated with a staggering 45% increased risk of coronary heart disease.
45%. That's huge.
It is. And remember, quality matters too. It's not just hours. Non-restful sleep, trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep. These are all independently linked to higher risks of cardiovascular disease. Any insomnia complaint, for example, was linked to about a 13% higher risk.
Okay, so duration and quality both count. Does it affect how long we live?
The data suggests it does. One study indicated that optimal sleep habits at age 30 were linked to almost 5 years greater life expectancy for men and about 2.5 years for women compared to those with poor sleep habits.
Yeah.
It has a profound long-term impact.
Incredible. What about specific sleep disorders like sleep apnea?
Yes. Obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, is particularly harmful to the heart.
How does that work?
Well, OSA is when breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. This causes intermittent hypoxemia periods of low oxygen in the blood and these cyclic arousals, brief awakenings. This combination severely exacerbates oxidative stress and endothelial dysfunction, basically, damage to the inner lining of your blood vessels.
So the stop-start breathing directly damages blood vessels.
Yes, and it puts a lot of strain on the heart. Strong links have been established between OSA severity and adverse outcomes like enlargement of the heart's main pumping chamber, left ventricular hypertrophy, irregular heartbeats, arrhythmias, heart attacks, stroke, and heart failure.
Wow. Is it common?
Very common, especially in people who already have heart issues. It affects 40–80% of patients with conditions like hypertension, heart failure, coronary artery disease, pulmonary hypertension, and atrial fibrillation.
That high. So doctors should be looking for it.
Absolutely. The recommendation is to strongly consider assessing for OSA in patients who have high blood pressure that's hard to control, pulmonary hypertension, or recurrent atrial fibrillation. Treating OSA can make a big difference.
Okay. So can you simplify why poor sleep is so bad? The mechanisms.
Let's try. The mechanisms of poor sleep's impact. 1. Blood pressure regulation. Good sleep allows for a natural nocturnal dipping of blood pressure. Heart rate, cardiac output, blood pressure all decrease during deep sleep. This gives your cardiovascular system a much-needed break. Sleep disturbances prevent this dip, keeping pressure higher.
Okay, so no break for the system.
Exactly. 2. Inflammation. Sleep deprivation triggers inflammation. It activates pro-inflammatory molecules that worsen vascular inflammation and can speed up atherosclerosis plaque buildup.
More inflammation, bad for arteries.
Right. 3. Stress response. Chronic sleep loss keeps your nervous system tilted towards that stress or fight or flight response. Higher stress hormones, higher resting heart rate, arteries get stiffer.
Constant stress state.
4. Metabolism disruption. Bad sleep messes up how your body handles sugar and fats. It reduces insulin sensitivity, promotes higher blood sugar, higher unhealthy fat levels, direct link to diabetes risk and heart disease.
Messes with blood sugar and fat.
And 5. Cellular damage. Sleep deprivation increases harmful molecules called reactive oxygen species. These damage blood vessel linings, impair beneficial molecules like nitric oxide, and basically accelerate the aging of your vascular system.
Yikes. Okay, that paints a clear picture. So what are the practical takeaways? What can folks actually do?
Okay, the key messages for patients, the practical daily tips. First, prioritize sleep. Treat it like a non-negotiable appointment. Aim for those 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly.
Make it a priority. Check.
Second, practice good sleep hygiene. This means consistency. Same bedtime, same wake-up time, even on weekends as much as possible. Make your bedroom dark, quiet, cool, and crucially, avoid screens, phones, tablets, TVs for a good hour or so before bed. Keep them out of the bedroom if you can. The blue light really interferes.
Okay, consistent schedule, cool, dark room, ditch the screens before bed.
Third, recognize symptoms. Be aware of signs of potential sleep disorders. Persistent loud snoring, feeling tired during the day despite sleeping enough hours, trouble falling or staying asleep. Talk to your doctor about these, especially if sleep apnea is suspected, because it's treatable.
Pay attention to symptoms. Talk to the doc.
Fourth, limit stimulants. Avoid caffeine, especially in the afternoon and evening. Avoid alcohol close to bedtime. While alcohol might make you feel sleepy initially, it disrupts sleep quality later in the night.
Cut back on caffeine and booze before bed.
And fifth, manage stress. Find healthy ways to unwind. Incorporate relaxation techniques into your routine. Things like meditation, mindfulness, deep breathing exercises. These can significantly promote restful sleep and reduce overall stress.
Find ways to relax and de-stress. Makes sense.
These habits, practiced consistently, can make a world of difference to your sleep quality and, consequently, your heart health.
So, bottom line, if you're not getting enough good quality shut-eye, you're really doing your heart a disservice. It's like trying to run that marathon without ever stopping to rest.
That's a perfect analogy.
Prioritize that sleep, folks, because it truly is powerful natural medicine for your ticker. Gives your heart that crucial break, lets it recover, sets you up for a healthier, more energetic day. Never underestimate the power of a truly good night's sleep.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, wow, we have covered a whole lot of ground today on our heart health exploration, haven't we?
We certainly have, from diet to different types of exercise to sleep.
Yeah. From wrangling up healthier meals and kicking up dust with smart exercise to understanding the nitty-gritty of high-intensity training and even the often overlooked power of a good night's rest. You've now got a whole new set of tools for that heart health toolkit.
Hopefully some practical things people can start using right away.
We explored how that mighty heart works, the huge impact of our daily choices, even dove into the science behind different exercises, from a simple walk to those efficient bursts of HIIT.
Indeed. And the journey to a healthier heart, it really is built on those consistent, informed choices. Remember, every small step can make a profound difference.
Small steps add up.
They really do. Adding more veggies, making that swap to olive oil, taking a brisk walk on your lunch break, understanding how different exercises work, ensuring you get those 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. It all contributes to your long-term heart health and overall well-being. It's about building that sustainable foundation, gradually but surely, like tending a homestead for a lifetime of vitality.
Love that. So yeah, to tie it all together, folks, remember those simple truths. Diet. Think add, don't subtract. Pile on the fruits and veggies. Make easy swaps like healthy oils. Moving your body. Consistency often beats intensity. Find stuff you enjoy. Build movement into your day.
Keep it enjoyable.
And never forget the quiet champion, sleep. Prioritize those 7 to 9 hours of quality shut-eye every single night. Your heart is pumping for you every single day without fail.
Tirelessly.
It's time we give that loyal muscle the care it truly deserves. Every little effort you put in today, that's an investment in a longer, healthier, more joyful life down the trail.
Well said. A true investment in your future self.
So go on now. Try out some of these tips. See how good your heart can feel. And don't forget to join us next time for another deep dive in our heart health series. Until then, keep that heart strong and keep riding healthy.